You know, I think Ravenwood might be one of my favorite areas in the game, just because I like all the schools, you know, surrounding the tree, the world tree, Bartleby, and I also just like the music in here. It's just really soothing. I was sitting here just waiting, kind of gathering my thoughts before this video, and the music in here is great. I think it's some of my favorite in the game, so that's why you probably will see me record a lot of videos in Ravenwood, just because I like it a lot. So, on the Fire Wizard for once. I know, crazy. I bet you guys didn't expect to see that in this video. Unless I put my Fire Wizard in the thumbnail, which, I don't know, maybe I will. But, it is the end of the year. And I wanted to throw together a video just kind of going over some things that you'll see in 2018 from me regarding, you know, the Fire Wizard, the Fire Walkthrough and stuff. And also some ideas for WIZARD101 that they could implement next year. So I've got a list of those. We're going to be going over them and you know, just kind of throwing out some things that could happen. And I know I did a video similar to this. I feel like I did it at the beginning of 2017, but I'm not sure exactly when I posted it. But I did a video kind of just going over some ideas. And I also did a couple videos this year going over some potential updates, like potential, you know, revamp of the textures. And I also did a video of the barbershop. And they actually said in one of the KLIVs that they're thinking about doing the barbershop and implementing it at some point. So might be something we see in 2018 as well. I have that on the list. We'll talk about it a little bit. But on the Fire Wizard, as you can see, the quest is explore Baron's Retreat and Caravan. And I remember this episode where we ended off, and we haven't gotten back to that for months and months. And I was thinking about this walkthrough, and I'm like, you know, my Fire Wizard is level 120. And I've been, well, Blue and I have been doing this walkthrough basically all year. I'm pretty sure it's all year. I don't know the exact date. I should have looked up the exact date that we started the Fire Nice walkthrough. We've been doing this walkthrough for a long time, and we were pretty consistent with it. It did slow down as we got to the higher worlds, but I don't know. I feel like we did a really good job with it. And from like Wizard City until, you know, Polaris, I feel like there wasn't any like real breaks in between that. I remember it slowing down a lot to like once a week posting, and then, you know, now in Mirage kind of just, you know, after that it was like, well, you know, whatever, we're just gonna, you know, hold off a little bit, because the main reason for that, I think, is both Blue and I did a lot of Mirage walkthroughs before this one. So when you get up to that many walkthroughs of the same world, you kind of get burnt out from it, so it makes sense. But I've said this in a lot of videos, the Fire Nice walkthrough will return next year, January probably, so look forward to that. It will be back. We will finally do the Baron's Retreat that we have there. Other thing, I have the Professor's Horde boots since I'm 120, the Falmeo ones, and I wanted to stitch these to a different kind of boots, like these ones. I wanted to have this stitch, but for these, I don't want to switch out the monster ones because these ones are really good. I want both, so I'm gonna have to farm for these shoes. I'll just put these on so that I can get the real look. See, it's perfect. So let's move on. I just wanted to mention that. That's why I'm on the Fire Wizard. Just wanted to let people know that in case you've missed the other videos where I've talked about it. But we're going to be going over some ideas for WIZARD101 that you could see in 2018. So just some ideas. I've compiled a list. Some of them are from Tara, her own ideas. Some of them are from her Discord. We have like a Wizard Discord community that she runs in conjunction with her Twitch stream. So ask people in there what they thought, and of course my own ideas. So here we go. Starting in no particular order, we've got the Friends List expansion elixir. This one I'm sure people have talked about before. We just got the backpack expansion elixir, and I actually bought the expansion for the backpack on this character when it was half off, and that was a really good sale. So I'm just like, okay, let's go ahead and just buy it, because I know I'm going to need it at some point on this character, and I basically got 2 of them for 2,500. Pretty good price. Now you can get 2 of them for 5,000, so it gives you plus 50 bag space, and you can use 2 of them per character. So that 50% sale was really nice. But yeah, even buying it at 5,000 crowns isn't that bad, and it's a permanent upgrade for the character, but you have to buy for each character, so I guess that could get expensive. But I would only really buy it on characters that are high level, because, I mean, I think that's the only way it's worth it. So, Friends List expansion. They could do the same thing as they did with Backpack expansion with the Friends List. The Friends List max capacity is 150. I only have 31 in this character because I never go on this character. This just shows you how much I go on my fire. Not that often, but I only have 31 out of 150, so I wouldn't really need to do the Friends List expansion on this one. But for people that like to hang out with a lot of people in the game, maybe that could, you know, work, and they would buy that. So it would increase it the same as Backpack, plus 50 up to maybe 250 or something. I don't know. And it would definitely be a lot less expensive than the Backpack expansion. It'd probably be like, I would say 500 to 1,000 crowns each. Like 1,000 crowns each could work, and you get extra friend space for people that want that. I know Tara would take advantage of that because she has a lot of people added on some of her characters. On my, I think the most I've added on my on one of my characters is my Storm. I have like 140 something out of 150, so I'm pretty close on that one. So maybe I would update the friends list on my Storm Wizard, but that could be something that we could see in the future. Who knows? Another thing is new elegant gear. This is a really cool one because the gear that people like to stitch usually, well, for me at least, and I feel like a lot of people, they like the gear that really represents the school. Like this one, you know, you got the fire symbol on it, and the boots are kind of similar. And I don't know, they just like the gear that really represents their school. Unless you're in PvP, then you probably want something just like random so you don't know what school you are. But for me, I like gear that represents what school I am. And for my fire, I really like this set just because it looks nice. And I feel like if we got more elegant type of gear, maybe like the next upgrade for elegant gear and all of that, it could be really nice. With the new Derek Make-A-Wish quest, they had the new robe for him and boots and stuff, and I feel like the robe was really nice. It was balance themed. All the stuff was balance themed, and if they did more stuff like that just for every school, I feel like people would like that a lot. And I would make it not as expensive as some of the other clothing bundles in this game, because I mean, they always make these like super expensive. The ones with stats they make ridiculous. Like I've never seen anyone with this in my life. Or this. What is the new one for Imperia? Dwarven attire. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anyone would really use this one. But yeah, it does exist. 12,000 crowns, pretty expensive. And also the new spells, which I wish I could test these spells without having to drop 12,000 crowns on it. Also, they have the new wands too, like the Dwarven crossbow. I wish I could test this without having to spend so many crowns on it, but hey, that's what it is. I wish they would release stuff like this. No stats, but just, you know, give you the look of the elegant gear. I use the Fire Dancer one, I'm pretty sure. Where's the Fire Dancer? I don't know where it is. But yeah, I used the Fire Dancer set on this one. Not Flameborn. I can't believe I can't find this. Fire Dancer. This is the one I bought. It does have stats, but it's, I don't know, it just looks really good. And I use the hat and the boots from this, and then I use a different robe. I don't know, this set just looks good. Maybe they could do something different with this, you know, get like the upgrade of the elegant set for next year, put a few new clothing bundles. They don't even have to have stats. People don't buy those for stats really. So I don't know, any type of like upgrade for that I feel like would be really cool. So new elegant gear could be a nice addition. The other one, this one they actually did a update for already, and they really like revamped the TC system, which I feel like is really nice. You can sort treasure cards by school now, super useful. You can quick sell treasure cards, so they have updated the treasure card system, which I'm so happy with. They should make it so if any KI employee is watching this, you should make it so that when you put TCs in here and you click clear all, it should clear these. I don't know why that isn't a thing. I feel like that's been reported as a bug before, but like any KI employee watching, please make it so that if you want to clear all your TCs, you can use this button and it would work, because it's not working right now. So that could be a new addition. The other thing is just better storage for TCs outside of your own like backpack, because TCs right now we have 999, which is good. I mean, but it does fill up pretty fast. Now you can quick sell, so it's easier. But I don't know. Why not have TCs, the ability to store TCs in the shared bank? Like, what's so like wrong with doing that? I never understood that. Why can't we send TCs over the shared bank so that we don't have to go on a side account or ask our friend, transfer them all to our friend, and then, you know, transfer it to the other character, like if you're on the same account? Because that's the only way to transfer TCs between players. And of course you can't transfer any TC because some of them are no trade. But that would be the same thing. It would just be no trade and you can't put it in your shared bank. But all the other TCs, yeah, put it in your shared bank. I feel like that's something that just makes sense. So you will see that. Some people suggested a TC vault. I don't know. I wouldn't use a TC vault in all honesty. I would forget that they're even in there. I feel like a TC shared bank would be better. And they could make it so you can store more TCs in the shared bank than, like, I don't know, it would be like its own separate tab. You know how the jewels, or not, yeah, jewels and the reagents mostly. Reagents, you can put 999 of each reagent in the shared bank. They should do that for TCs, but I mean, okay, they shouldn't do that for TCs. They should do it where you can just have 999 total TCs in the shared bank, because then you have so much space. And I don't know, that could work. That's why reagents are like one of the best, because you can have so much of each reagent all stored in the shared bank. Why can't we just have like one place for TCs, 999 in the shared bank too? So I don't know. Makes sense to me. Okay, moving on. Barbershop. This is something that I did a whole video on with Skarks' ideas of it. Really cool, you know, video that we did back then, and I was excited for that. KI saw it. I mean, I'm sure they already had the idea in their heads before my video and stuff, but they said in the KI Live this year that they're really looking into doing it. I mean, you know, just makes sense for them to do that because a lot of people want it, and the ability to change your hairstyle, like your actual hairstyle, and, you know, your face and all that stuff. So that could happen at some point in 2018. If you missed my first video on it where I go into detail, just look it up. You can probably just, you know, Google it or something. But Barbershop is a great idea, and I feel like that's something we could see in 2018. Another thing that I think we're going to see is an Imperial Key Boss. They always like to add those in at some point. So maybe the spring update or maybe summer update, we could see an Imperial Key Boss coming into play. I hope it actually drops, you know, some good gear. Or I just like when the key bosses drop mounts. I think that's really cool. When the key bosses, you know, they can make it fairly difficult, like kind of Omen level, and have it drop really cool mounts and stuff. Omen was such a good boss because he was difficult, and he also dropped a ton of good loot. He dropped the mastery amulets that people farm for. He dropped the decks that people farm for. They should make this key boss drop better decks than Omen. They should have it drop like the next tier of decks above Omen, because the ones in Imperial are not better. They're actually worse. So I want to see that, and maybe just, you know, some mounts from that too, because people like to farm for those. I don't know. Omen was a really good key boss. He was probably the best key boss that they've made, because just a lot of things were dropped from him. The Mimic was good too, because he dropped the rings. Just, I don't know, just each key boss dropped like a different item that's like the best in the game. And I think that's really good. So they did a good job on the Mimic and Omen. So hopefully we get another one of those that just has the next tier of, I don't know, some type of gear. Next one. I just want to see the spells, the new spells that we've got recently from the packs and from the new pets. I want to see those as craftable ones. Not all of them, but some of like the big ones. Reindeer Knight, Headless Horseman. I know they want, you know, to get people to buy the packs, but Headless Horseman you can no longer get, and Reindeer Knight's going to be the same thing. You can no longer get them. They should add those eventually as craftable spells, drop from Lore Master 2, and then have the ability to just craft those, because a lot of people are going to be going for those, and I feel like every ice wizard is going to want Reindeer Knight. Every death is going to want Headless Horseman. I want it, Headless Horseman, but I can't. You know, I got super lucky getting Deer Knight the other day on my death, but I don't even have the opportunity to buy packs to get Headless Horseman anymore, because, you know, October's over. So maybe have that the ability to craft those. I know they just added the Wisteria ones in, so if they want to add those in, that's a later date. That'd be pretty cool. If they want to keep them as like super, you know, selective, like only from the packs, I guess. But I mean, that's only available for like a month or less, and that just makes it more rare. I don't know. I feel like they should be spells that can be dropped or crafted. The other one that I want to see is Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm is a really good spell for life, and if that one was craftable, that'd be really cool, because life doesn't get anything until Forest Lord. So that would help a lot if Leaf Storm was craftable. I just think that would be such a good addition for the life school. Oh yeah, Krampus is still here for a few more days. I just think that would be such a cool addition, and so many life wizards would benefit from that one. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that they would actually do, but to me it seems like a really good idea, and I just really want it. Like, I just really want my life to have a 4-pip AoE that does decent damage. I know they have the Morganth ones. Those are 4-pip, and you can get it from Kookaburra, but that's the only way. And you only get one of each of those. Kookaburra only gives 1 Leaf Storm. Morganth only gives 1 of the Morganth AoE. And I don't know, I just feel like some schools, like there's just certain schools that don't get AoEs for a long time. And life is definitely one of them. Death probably, yeah, death is one of them, because you don't get anything until Scarecrow at level 48. So both life and death kind of don't get much. Myth gets one though. It's not super powerful, but they get it at least. And then all the other schools get one. You know, all the other schools seem to have like a default AoE that they get fairly early on. Like the elemental schools all get one, and then the spirit schools not so much. Even balance, you know, gets one. So I don't know. I just would like to see that. I feel like it'd be a cool addition if they added that in. I don't know what they would do for death, because death has Deer Knight, so it's like, well, you're gonna have to farm for Deer Knight or just try to craft it at some point. But for life, they have Leaf Storm in the game. Why not let people have it? So I think that's it. I've been talking a lot about all this, but these ideas just kind of go through your head, and you just like want to, you know, talk about it a lot. So those are just some ideas that I feel like we're gonna get from 2018 WIZARD101. We'll see how many of those actually happen. I will be surprised if all of them happen, because I feel like some of them are kind of, you know, stretching a little bit. Maybe I don't feel like the craftable spell, like the ones that I really want are the craftable spell ones, the TC shared bank one, and the I really want the barbershop. Like, I feel like the barbershop is a good one. Those are probably the top 3 out of all of them that I mentioned, but we'll see which ones happen. Maybe you know, eventually in 2018, when all of that actually comes out, when some of it comes out, people can refer to this video and be like, hey, it actually happened. So we'll see what happens. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed me just talking about all these different ideas that could happen in WIZARD101. I'm excited for 2018. You know, they're hinting at some cool things that are going to be happening. Hopefully some of those involve the updates that I mentioned here. I also have one other video before this year is up of ideas, and this one's a big one. I was about to put it in this video as my idea, but I'm going to save it for its own video, because it's a pretty big concept that it would change the game dramatically, and I don't know if they would ever do it, but it's something that, it's just something that I would love to see. So I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger on that one, but let me just, like, as a little hint, just say it involves the Shadow School. So we will see. That video will be out probably in the next few days or so, probably this weekend. So that is it from me. Long video, but hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas and your holidays and your break and everything. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you guys have enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, so you know when that next video is coming out. And I'll see you all next time.